and welcome to Mlc TV News Hour, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluence state of Nigeria. I am Sharifat Mohammed. The headlines: OSINBAJO inaugurates committee to tap more benefit from oceanic resources. LIBERIA'S Vice President Taylor commends Governor Bello, and Lewandowski, ALEXIA wins FIFA Player of the Year. Now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday unveiled Africa's largest rice pyramid in Abuja. The program reads on the high success of the Anchor Borrower Scheme, ABP, an initiative of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, in collaboration with rice farmers, processors, state governments, banks, and other relevant stakeholders. Dignitaries expected at the event include the presidents of Benin Republic, Niger Republic, and Chad, as well as governors of Cross River, Ebonyi, Kebbi, Jigawa, Ekiti, and Sokoto states. The Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, RIFAN, in a statement said it will leverage the occasion to flag off its 2021 to 2022 dry season farming activities and celebrate the annual Rice Festival. The ABP was launched in 2015 in Kebbi State as a special purpose vehicle meant to boost local rice production and cut back on huge foreign exchange spent annually on the staple food. The ABC assists farmers to increase the production and supply of feedstock to agro-processors with the aim of creating an ecosystem that will link out growers to local processors. The thrust of ABP is the provision of inputs in kind and cash for farm labor to smallholder farmers with a view to boosting the production of rice, maize, poultry, sorghum, cassava, tomatoes, cotton, palm oil, soya beans, among others. The idea is to stabilize input supply to agro-processors and address the country's negative balance of payments on food. It is also a loan to farmers without collateral, and the benefiting farmers are given farm inputs and cash to cultivate their farms, including the experiment on rice. According to the structure of the ABP, a farmer who wants to repay his loan can either do so with cash or give the central bank his or her produce of the same value, after which officials of CBN's Development Finance Department will sell and recover the loan. Vice President OSINBAJO inaugurated an expanded partnership committee on sustainable blue economy, comprising himself as chairman, governors, ministers, representatives of military and security agencies, and the private sector. According to a statement by Senior Special Assistant to the President of Media and Publicity, Office of the Vice President, Laolu Akande, the blue economy is the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improve livelihoods and jobs while preserving the health of ocean ecosystems. It also entails emerging renewable energy, seabed extractive activities, and marine biotechnology and bioprospective. Speaking at the event, OSINBAJO said the blue economy offers a whole new vista of opportunity for economic activity, especially in areas close to ocean, river, and coast. But more importantly, perhaps the entire country, because practically everywhere has some body of water that can be exploited. On the composition of the committee, the Vice President said it has representatives from the states and the geopolitical zones. We have agency representation, Chief of Naval Staff, Controller General of Customs, Nigerian Marine Administration and Safety Agency, and several other agencies. According to him, there will be several agencies and several interactions between institutions because we are dealing with ports and terminals, oil and gas, the environment, tourism, hospitality, a whole range of economic activities that are connected to what is described as the blue economy. Vice President Liberia Taylor has commended Kogi State Governor Ayade on his leadership style, describing him as the kind of leader Africa needs to achieve peace, progress, and development. Taylor made a statement in Abuja at a dinner hosted by Bello in her honor, with women and youths in her cabinet in attendance. Taylor said that Bello had set the bar in African leadership, urging other leaders of the continent and the sub-region to emulate the governor. Taylor is on a visit to Nigeria to the APC Women Congress, holding from January 16 to January 17 in Abuja. Our reporter has more.
Vice President Taylor said that Governor Bello had set the bar in African leadership, urging other leaders of the continent and the sub-region to emulate him. She said Kogi had recorded significant progress in governance, peace and security because of Bello's leadership style of women and youth inclusion.
What we want to do, and I believe all of what they have done in Kogi State, is work to make the governor succeed, because when he succeeds, their own agendas also succeed. So if God could stop everything and say, no, there's one thing I have not done yet. Let me bring women to the scene. So you have now taken that message and that wisdom into your leadership, and you have nowhere to go but up. I want to thank not just the women, the young people, those in the governance of Kogi State, the Speaker, and those in the House of Assembly, and all of the other local government officials for standing by a great leader of Africa.
Taylor said she commended Governor Bello for the political will and maturity he portrayed, which she said gone beyond the ordinary.
You are an example to the leaders, not just in Nigeria, and on Tuesday I will talk about it, but across Africa, that if we open our arms and we bring everybody on board, we will have the peace that we deserve, so that we will not continue to be misused by our partners and taken advantage of because we have so many divisions between us. It's a strange phenomenon. Most times we go into office and we only think about ourselves and our political parties. That is a recipe for chaos. Because if every governor or every senator will come and only think about himself and his people, that is a recipe for continued crisis. But it takes political will and maturity, and he has shown that at such an early age.
The gender equality sensitive friendly governor appreciated the Liberia Vice President's visit to Nigeria, describing her as an experienced woman with technical know-how to encourage more Nigerian women in politics.
We desire not to just include women, we desire to have women as partners in progress. We desire to have effective management of human and material resources for the benefits, maximum benefits of our people. We chose to have trusted hands.
He reiterated that Kogi had been able to record successes because he realized the importance of women and how phenomenal they were in maximizing potentials. Governor Bello said women are trusted, loyal, and committed.
If you are in search of trusted, loyal, committed hands, go the way of women. Starting from my SSG to head of service, to my AGC, to all the numerous beautiful and wonderful women, we decided to go for them. And I want to assure you, Your Excellency, that they are representing women the best way to go, and we are having the result.
At the dinner were few amongst hundreds of Governor Yahya Bello's capable top government women appointees. Khadijat Mohammed, reporting for MLC TV.
Speaker, House of Representatives Femi Bajabiamila has advocated for an increase in the educational requirements for the office of Nigeria's president and those of members of the National Assembly, saying that the extant provision of school certificates was no longer fashionable. Bajabiamila spoke while delivering a paper titled Building Back Better, Creating a New Framework for Tertiary Education in Nigeria in the 21st Century at the 52nd Convocation of the University of Lagos. He said he also sincerely believes that the National Assembly needs to look into Section 131D of the 1999 Constitution with a view to increasing the minimal educational qualification for persons aspiring to be future presidents of Nigeria and other top offices, including the National Assembly, as against the current minimum requirements of a secondary school certificate or its equivalents. The Speaker, who is an alumnum of UNILAG, said also called for the overhaul of the education sector to evolve policies that meet the realities of the present age. Worried about the challenges of removing illegal structures and putting a stop to all forms of illegal developments within the nation's capital, the FCT ministers Mohammed Musa Bello and his counterpart Dr. Ramatu Tijani Aliu has cautioned traditional rulers, chief and district head within the nation capital to desist from illegal allocation of land to unsuspecting individuals, as anyone caught doing so will face the full wrath of the law. The Secretary Area Council Services Secretariat, Ibrahim Dansoto, reiterated the position of the administration when he paid a courtesy visit on the palace of the paramount ruler of Karo, Sakarwe of Karo, Emmanuel Kiyata Yikpi. Dansoto said it is becoming worrisome some of the roles royal father play in the deliberate distortion of the Abuja master plan, which has led to the illegal development of the settlements that are alien to the master plan. Speaking on security, Dansoho also used the medium to convey the position of the FCT administration to the royal fathers, urging them to do everything possible to make sure there is no breakdown of law and order during the forthcoming area council elections in the 6th area council making the FCT. He charged the royal fathers to desist from making political statements and openly supporting one candidate against the other in order not to cause troubles before, during and after the election. The visit to the palace of the Sakari of Karo was part of activities of the familiarization tour of Abuja Municipal Area Council embarked upon by the Secretary, designed to serve as an on-the-spot assessment of Area Council and also a feedback mechanism for the FCT administration. Publicity Secretary of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, Yekina Nebena, has warned supporters of different presidential aspirants of the party to desist from campaign of calumny capable of demarcating whoever emerges the candidate of the party. Nebena urged the party members to avoid hate speeches and embrace issue-based campaigns rather than attacking themselves. Said, "It is too early to be unnecessarily emotive. While 2 APC presidential aspirants have made their aspiration known to the public, others are yet to declare publicly." The APC chieftain warned in a statement that whatever negative comments made against any of those seeking the ticket of the APC now will later be used as a demonization weapon by the other opposition parties. Nabena said since all those aspiring to fly the ticket of APC are all from the same political party, party supporters should see themselves as one and play up their advantages. According to him, whoever emerges as the party presidential candidate during the primary will need to extend the olive branch to others because the party does not need a divided house if it must win an election. Nabena expressed the belief that the party will give a level playground to all the aspirants during the primary and support whoever emerges as candidate of the party. The Bayelsa-born politician said his appeal is for all their members to embrace issue-based campaign strategies in selling whoever they feel should succeed the President Muhammadu Buhari in 2023. There is no need to be unnecessarily emotive about it. The coalition of the North Central Support Groups, a group of energetic men and women, strong political stakeholders, have resolved to officially declare their support for the Nigeria presidency to be zoned to southern Nigeria. The group made the declaration in a communique arising from their meeting held in Abuja and made available to journalists by a spokesperson, Dr. Moses Paul, on Monday in Abuja. The communique was jointly signed by the group's national coordinator, Ochime Joseph, its national secretary Issa Momosani Mohammed, and its national woman leader Agatha Ibrahim. According to the communique, a teaming member of the coalition of North Central supporting groups, a group of energetic men and women. In conclusion, that as the political events unfold, they, the coalition of North Central Support Group, have affirmed to render unflinching support, loyalty and mobilization to PDP aspirants and a candidate from South that will emerge as PDP presidential flag bearer soonest. No fewer than 600 women groups across the country have concluded arrangements to converge on the Federal Capital Territory FCT Abuja for a solidarity walk aimed at boosting the 2023 presidential ambition of Governor Ayade BELLO of Kogi State. The solidarity walk tag 1 Million Women March for GYB will hold in Abuja next Tuesday with full assurance of security and other logistics to cater for the safety of the participants. Operating under the auspices of Women United for Ayade BELLO, the women groups, including the non-governmental organization, civil society organizations, religious, professional bodies, women in media, politics, market women, as well as top women entrepreneurs, among others, will storm Abuja to drum support for the governor, especially as the nation prepares for next year's election. In a statement earlier, Global Coordinator Wiyabel Dr. Hanatu Adeko said the women groups, having come to the obvious conclusion that the nation requires one with pedigree, youthfulness and capacity to succeed President Buhari next year, have taken it upon itself to collectively canvass support for Governor Bello, who they said has demonstrated the ability to resolve the myriad of challenges confronting Nigeria Adeko said the gathering will be the first of its kind, especially now that the political stage is almost set. Former Governor Tanko Almakura of Nasarawa State and the lawmaker representing Niger East, Senator Sani Musa, are favored by the leadership of All Progressive Congress to emerge as the national chairman of the APC. A top source in the party said, while Almakura was being favored by most of the governors, some strong forces in the presidency and the Senate were backing Musa. This came to the fore on Monday as the APC governors at their meeting in Abuja agreed to hold the party's national convention on February 26 and February 27, 2022. However, the decision on the convention is subject to the final approval of the National Executive Committee of the party led by the President Muhammadu Buhari. The Electoral Act states that any political party planning to hold its national convention must inform INEC at least 21 days prior. The APC governors announced after a meeting in Abuja in the early hours of Monday that the February date remains sacrosanct. They, however, avoided announcing a particular date, saying the forum is only an organ of the party and therefore cannot announce a date on its own. Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum and Kebbi State Governor Abubakar Bagudu disclosed this while addressing journalists. The People's Democratic Party Governors Forum on Monday took a swipe at the President Muhammadu Buhari on the poor state of the economy. The governors, who stated this at their meeting in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, also urged the National Assembly to override the President's veto on the Electoral Act Amendment Bill to ensure a quick passage of the bill into law. The forum said the bill, if passed into law, would guarantee credible elections in 2023, adding that earlier completion of the amendment process would save the nation's electoral system. The forum, in a 9-point communique issued at the end of its meeting, regretted that the All Progressive Congress-led federal government destroyed the over a $550 billion economy handed over to it by the PDP 2015 under President Goodluck Jonathan. Reading the communique, the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, Aminu Sambo, lamented that the economy had worsened, adding that Jonathan had in 2015 handed over a $550 billion economy, the largest in Africa, to the APC government. He said the Nigerian economy has continued to deteriorate and the Nigerians have become numb and accustomed to bad economic news, as exemplified by the inconsistent and differential exchange rates regime, high interest rates, unsustainable economic figures, and borrowing spree, some of which have not been applied to important projects, and other bad economic indicators. We'll be right back after the short break. Stay with us.
Mlc TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose MLC TV. Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV with entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. The arrest of a self-confessed cannibal, 57-year-old Aminu Baba, and some of his accomplices by the Zamfara State Police Command, which hit the news wave, is no doubt a significant breakthrough in the ongoing effort to rid the state of criminal elements. Baba and his accomplices were paraded by no other person but the Commissioner of Police, Ayuba Elkanah, at the command's headquarters before the journalists conveyed the shocking information to various homes and streets. Baba told the bewildered journalists he did not only deal in human parts for monetary gains, but served some parts as part of his menu during breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Before the long arm of the law caught up with him, Baba hid behind the garb of a vehicle entrepreneur, dealing in all brand at a popular mart named Amici Motors in the state capital. The vehicle dealer, as it turned out, was just a front for a more enterprising human parts business, under which shadows many people must have disappeared. For this singular feat, the Nigeria Police and indeed the State Police Command and other security agencies, through whose resourcefulness and commitment the discovery was brought to the fore, deserved our commendation. In the same vein, the state government under the leadership of Governor Bello also deserve a thumbs up for collaborating with the police and other security agencies in the state and providing the much needed enabling environment for them to perform. Police in Katsina State said they have intensified fights against terrorists as they repel a fresh attack on Badole village in Karfi, local government area of the state. In a statement by the spokesperson of the command, Superintendent Gambo Issa, the incident occurred on January 15 when the terrorists in their numbers attacked the village and rustled unspecified numbers of domestic animals. According to the statement, following a distress call received by the command, the divisional police officer of Kurfi, Superintendent Sumaila Shaibu, led a combined team of police and vigilantes to block their exit route at Yanru Fakozai village in Kurfi local government area. Issa said the team engaged the terrorists in a gun duel leading to the death of many terrorists, while all the rustled animals were recovered. Armed hoodlums dressed in army uniform have abducted several wedding guests at the Isara, Ogun State end of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. It was gathered that the victims attended a wedding in Ibadan, Oyo State, and were returning to their base in Lagos State when one of the vehicles conveying them to their destinations broke down on the road. One of the victims, Folaho Akinsola, who spoke to journalists on Monday, said they were attempting to tow the faulty vehicle when the kidnappers struck. He said, "We went to attend the wedding in Ibadan on Saturday and lodged there after the wedding. The following day, as early as 5:30 a.m., we started our journey to Lagos. We moved in a convoy of 3 vehicles, including 2 Toyota Corollas and 1 Toyota Camry. Out of the 7 abducted victims, Akinsola said 3 persons were released as the hoodlums demanded 60 million naira ransom for the others. He added that the kidnappers were all dressed in army uniform and commanded them to enter the bush. There were more than 4, as there were some of them inside the bush. They took some personal belongings and set some of them free." Akinsola identified the victims as Adeola Bude, John Chego, Demola, aka Smith, and Bude's colleague Shola. The State Police Public Relations Officer, Abimbola Oyeyemi, said the State Commissioner of Police had visited the crime scene for an on-the-spot assessment. He said the anti-kidnapping unit has been there since Sunday, and the Commissioner of Police was there Monday to have an on-the-spot assessment of the whole situation and to give the necessary directive. Now to our foreign news. Grappling with pandemic difficulties and the US-led sanctions over his nuclear ambition, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un could be reviving his 2017 playbook of nuclear and missile brinkmanship to wrest concession from the Washington and its neighbors. North Korea's short-range missile launches on Monday were its 4th round of missile tests this month and signaled a refusal to be ignored by the Biden administration, which has focused more on confronting bigger adversaries such as China and Russia. The test could also reflect a growing urgency in its need for outside relief after the economic delayed further under the severe sanction and 2 years of pandemic border closure. Experts says the 2 missiles launched near the capital, Pyongyang, following the resumption of railroad freight traffic with China that had been suspended over pandemic concern in what is likely an attempt to revive the desperate economy. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Lijiang said Monday that trade between Dandong in China and Sinuji in North Korea will be maintained while pandemic controls stay in place. While North Korea is likely to continue showcasing its weapon in the coming weeks, it could keep things relatively quiet before the opening of the February Winter Olympics in China. It may rally an economic lifeline, launching known short-range missiles rather than more provocative systems. But it could dramatically raise the ante once the Beijing Games end. Ji Hyung Chan, an analyst at Seoul Asan Institute for Policy Studies, said Kim could resume testing nuclear-explosive and intercontinental ballistic missiles. Britain is supplying Ukraine with short-range anti-tank missiles for self-defense after Russia amassed about 100,000 troops on its border, the defense secretary said. Ben Wallace told MPs a small team of Britain troops will also be sent to Ukraine to provide training. He said there was legitimate and real cause for concern. The Russian troops could be used for an invasion. Russia denies any invasion plan and accused the West of aggression. Dozens of Britain troops have been in Ukraine since 2015 to help train their armed forces, and the UK has also made a commitment to help rebuild Ukraine's navy following Russia's invasion of Crimea in 2014. But Mr. Rowland said the UK would be providing extra help with security in the light of Russia's increasingly threatening behavior. The first batch of light anti-armor weapon was sent on Monday, although the Defense Secretary did not specify the type. He said there is a package of international sanctions ready to go if Russia should take any destabilizing action in Ukraine. Any invasion will be viewed as an occupation, which could lead to a huge loss of life on all sides. The Defense Secretary said they wish to be friends with the Russian people as they have been for hundreds of years, and there is a world in which they can establish a mutually beneficial relationship with Russia. Mozambique military forces said they have captured a jihadist leader, a Tanzanian citizen, in Namadi district in the northern Cabo Delgado province. The 39-year-old leader, known as Ali, was captured alongside 6 other Islamic group-linked insurgents, military officials says. He is said to have been one of the military leaders whose task is to recruit fighters and direct attacks. His capture comes amid a deteriorating security situation in the district, with a series of jihadist attacks in recent days. In about 2 weeks, the insurgents have attacked 7 villages in Namadi, according to media reports. The latest attack happened in Limwalamula village on Saturday and resulted in the death of 6 people who had been attending an initiation rite ceremony. Let's join Jonah Malik on Sports Updates.
On Sports Update today, Bayern Munich record-setting striker Robert Lewandowski retained FIFA's top men's player title Monday at the Best of 2021 ceremony as Barcelona captain Alexia collected the award for Best Women's Player. The 33-year-old Lewandowski, who set a Bundesliga goal record last season, won the trophy for the second time, edging Argentinian Messi of Paris Saint-Germain and Egyptian Mohamed Salah of Liverpool. It was some consolation for Polish striker who lost out to Messi for the Ballon d'Or in November. For Putellas, it marked an award doubles as the Spaniard triumphed over Barcelona teammate Jennifer Hermosos and Chelsea Australian striker Sam Kerr, just as she did for the Ballon d'Or. The 27-year-old midfielder enjoyed an exceptional 2020-2021 season with Barcelona, where she led the Catalans to the Spanish League and Cup double. Chelsea's Edouard Mendy and Christian Edler of Lyon won the goalkeeping awards. Chelsea picked up both coaching awards through Thomas Tuchel and Emas Hayes. Eric Lamela, now of Sevilla, won the Best Goal Award for a streak Rabona shot for Tottenham Hotspur in North London derby. The medical staff and players of Denmark who had to deal with Christian Eriksen's collapse on the field at the Euros won the Fair Play Award. Cameroon captain Vincent Abubakar scored his 5th goal of the African Cup of Nations as his already qualified side were joined by Burkina Faso on Monday in the second round. The Saudi Arabia-based forward, who turned 30 on Sunday, put Cameroon ahead, and substitute Gary Rodriguez equalized for Cape Verde after halftime in a 1-1 draw at Yaoundé. Cyril Bayala put Burkina Faso in front, and Getene Kebede leveled for Ethiopia from a penalty spot, another 1-1 draw that sufficed to take the West African through. Cameroon topped the final table with 7 points. Burkina Faso edged Cape Verde on head-to-head records for second place after both accumulated 4 points, and Ethiopia were eliminated out of the group with just 1 point. While Cameroon and Burkina Faso are short of the last 16 places, Cape Verde must wait to see if they go through as one of the best 4 third-place teams from the 6 groups. Further round of matches in Group B and Group C will be played Tuesday evening. Malawi versus Senegal, Zimbabwe versus Guinea, while Gabon will take on Morocco. Ghana versus Congo will slug it out in Group C. And that's Sports Update. I am Malik Jonah.
you, Jonah. And that is our news package today on MLC TV. Join us tomorrow via the same channel. For your daily news, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mlc TV, Facebook, MLC TV, Instagram, MLC TV 2021, and Twitter at MLC TV. For your advert placement and sponsorship, please call any of the number displayed on your screen. I am Sherifat Mohammed. Thanks for staying with us.